Hello. I guess this is our first episode of Do It in the Kitchen. Some of y'all probably will wind up knowing me. My son and my mother-in-law and I have been quarantined for quite some time, and if COVID taught me anything during the part where I wasn't so sick, well, let's back up a minute. It made me hungry. And that don't seem to be a symptom. But I was hungry even when I was sick, I was hungry. Things didn't taste good to me, and I didn't realize until after that was probably because I lost my sense of taste and smell. I knew coffee didn't taste good. How y'all like my coffee cup? Y'all see it good? For my birthday this year, my husband said he ordered me something. He wouldn't tell me when it came in. It's a cup that's black until I put the coffee in it, and then it's my little brother, who we call our oldest child. But anyway, when he asked him for a picture, he sent one from when he was 15 or 14, 15, looking like Pony Boy from The Outsiders. So it's hilarious. And while y'all were watching, if there's technological things going on, or something needs fixing, or y'all got any ideas or questions, just send them, and I'll have my son or some other person that's way more savvy at it than me address it, because I probably won't know how to answer you anyway. But I do know how to make biscuits. And from COVID, I learned I cook a lot of things, and people like them. So we're going to get started here in a minute. That's good. They fuss at me. Well, some of them fuss because I used the Keurig. That was a good invention. Let me tell y'all, my husband is who taught me how to make biscuits. And I don't have to have Crisco. If I have Crisco, I use it. And if I don't, they not ate my biscuits yet. So I don't push the Crisco. But if you got Crisco, use it. And I don't know what kind of flour this is over here we're going to use, but we're going to use it. I'm going to get my sifter down. We're going to sift it because I save what's left. But anyway, we're going to make biscuits. Okay, we're back. I'm sorry. I told y'all I wasn't tech savvy. I had some questions and needed my son to answer them. So I had to ask him, and then he tells me I didn't have to do it that way. That's how he does me with everything. We're going to get this sifter I told y'all about, and I'm going to use it in just a minute. Let me tell y'all a funny story. My mama tried, the whole time I was a girl and growing up and even grown, and when I had a family, my mama tried to teach me how to make biscuits. I just couldn't learn it. I just could not learn it. And I'm thinking now it was because, whoops, I have to get that one washed. I used to have beautiful fingernails, and I just didn't like that up under my fingernails. But that might not be why. But anyway, so my husband used to have to cook. He worked on a boat. And so he actually taught me how to make biscuits. And it did take about one or two times, and I was like, oh, wow, I can do this. But it's nothing like the way, a lot of y'all see people, they might go like this with their biscuits and make the little bird's nest and all that. Well, that's how my mama does it. And hers are the best biscuits I ever had. Some people might disagree. Something else I've learned. I tend to like the things my mother cooks, because I guess that's what I ate all my life. A couple things I eat different now, but most of them, hers is still the best. My husband likes his mother's and what they ate. I should have washed this before we started this. You got a little thing in there, don't let it just dry, and I don't want no soggy flour. But anyway, he taught me to use a clean rag. But I have learned, I don't need no clean rag, I'm going to use this foil. It lets me pour my leftover flour back up. You just need about that much. I don't know how much that is, but we're going to use about that much. And if I'm going to cook biscuits more than one time in a day, sometimes I save it. Y'all see me limping a little bit. It's because my first day out of quarantine, I went and faded. But that's a whole nother story. We'll talk about that later. Anyway, this is where I'm going to roll them out at. Sometimes I use a glass. Sometimes I have a can somewhere. I don't know where it is. Today I'm going to use this actual biscuit cutter. Since I got one. And my mother-in-law likes little biscuits, so we're going to use the little one. Anyway, see, y'all look, he's going away. That means I'm letting my coffee get cold. In case y'all didn't know, I did wash my hands before we turned this on, but I'm going to wash them now so y'all can see, because that's something you always need to do. I like the smell of this one. But they will wash. My mama would have beat me if I didn't wash my hands. Anyway, we're going to preheat our oven, and I like to put it on, I've always been cooking on 450, but being in a hurry taught me to cook on 500. And they will cook. They're not going to burn. I have learned. I done cooked enough. I promise you they won't burn. If you're scared of it, just go down a little bit. But like my mother-in-law always cooks on 350, and it takes forever. So I go sneak over there and turn her oven up. But anyway, when you cook them slower, it makes them a lot more dense. I don't know. I can't explain it. And I don't measure. I have this here, I know, though. I don't measure, but I'm going to tell you how many I'm putting. It's going to be about probably 4 or 5. And 4 would be a cup, but it might take 6 or 7. I don't know how many it's going to take. I'll tell you. That was 5. And sometimes I have some flour left to put back in here, and sometimes I use it all right because I don't measure too well. I ain't a good measurer. No, we're going to need more than that. Probably about double that. Never really counted it. So put me 5 more. Yeah, that's going to be about enough. So I guess that's about 2.5 cups. And where we wind up. Set that right there for a second. Now we're going to have to dust this foil because that's where we're going to cut our biscuits out at. My mama never did this. She rolled her straight from that pan, but I just wasn't a good learner. I couldn't do it. The other day I made one, first time ever. Just one. I wanted one biscuit. So I ain't messing all this stuff up for one biscuit. So I didn't. And keep this here because you might need a little more while you do it. And he told me to make it with a fork. Get you a fork. And you're still going to put the little hole up in the middle. Kind of like how when they do it with their hands, they do what they call making a bird's nest. I'll show you. But I didn't do that. I don't know how much of this grease we're going to use, but we're going to use it. And I'll show you. Probably about 2 of them. I just do it. I'd say that's about between a 1/4 and a 1/2. That's enough. So at least about a 1/2 cup of shortening. And then I always put a little bit more just because they're good. Oh, we got to use this again. And some people got biscuit pans. I got some biscuit pans. My kids come on here one day. I'm going to let them tell y'all about about my bread pans. My son said I scared him. He's scared to use my other cast iron skillet. And so you just get a little bit of this. And the more you put on there, the crispier them biscuits are going to be. My husband, he likes the center biscuit. I don't eat biscuits anymore, but when I did, I like to eat the crusty ones. And so, if you cook them in cast iron, all of them's kind of soft in the middle. So it's just, you just put them on whatever you want to put them on. I don't like that grease. See there? I just don't like that. That's why I think I couldn't do it the way my mom tried to teach me. But anyway, I ain't making nothing but bread today, and that's got me thinking. I better read my Bible, because the Bible says you can't live on bread alone. If you get on quarantine, you can try everything. My son was the same way now. My mother-in-law, she got a little sicker than we did. We was pretty sick. Well, it was by age, kind of. My son, and then me, and then Grandma. That's what we call my mother. Everybody calls my mother-in-law Grandma. Anyway, I hope you can see what I'm doing. Just take his fork till it's all mixed up in there. And I see I'm going to need a little bit more grease because I like mine to be fluffy. Oops, make it a mess. I'm a messy cook too. Messy, messy. It might be enough, but like I said, I just like a little bit. I just like to use a little bit more. Like that on my hand though, at all. I'm gonna tell my mama that's definitely why. I'm gonna have to go back to work sometime, but I've been cooking and off. First with the corn, well, way back, you know, when the whole world shut down. And I went back for about a week or so. I can't remember. Then we got sick. It's just been a mess. Now we're just playing it out till I get to go back. But anyway, then we're gonna take some buttermilk. And I don't know how much, but I'm gonna show you what I do. Because if I don't put enough, when it starts getting soupy, I just add me a drop or two of water. Now some people say can't excuse me, can't do that, but you can. Always shake your buttermilk. It gets messed up in the jug, and we're gonna shake it good. And I'll show y'all how much I pour to start with. This ain't enough, I can tell you, but I'm pour about that much again. But when I get to where mine's questionable, I use water, and I try to use warm water. I don't know why after this cold milk, but I do. My husband, he don't put no water in his ever. But I've made biscuits with nothing but water, so I can promise you it can be done. But people have all kind of recipes. I seen one the other day on Facebook using oil, and every time I've ever tried to use oil, biscuits are so hard nobody couldn't eat. Now see, when it gets like this, that's when I start adding a little bit of this hot water. A little bit at a time. Because you can't get too much. You're going to have to add some more flour. And it's easier to just add it a little bit at a time than to have to redo all this up. And when this starts to be like a paste, a little thinner than paste, you'll know your biscuit dough is ready to go onto your flour. Get that out of our way. I always have to wear an apron because I'm a messy cook. I suggest you do, but if you don't want to, I cooked it many times without one, but when I got a hold of this one, it's really my son's, but he ain't getting it back. I had a little one before that I had started wearing. I wore it to death, and it was about to get holes in it anyway, and he got this one. That was a mistake if he wanted it. But anyway, I always put you some hot water down in that in that pan. Okay, you gotta put a little flour on your hands because it's gonna stick if you don't. That's left. So you just take it like this. Sometimes let me show you. I pick this up, so I don't want to get real messy, and I'm only making a few. Put that on there because I'm gonna stick this back in there. And you can literally take this paper and never have to get as dirty as I am, but I'm trying to show y'all, the way I was taught. And my husband, his biscuits are beautiful. Y'all should see his. His are beautiful. He should package his and sell them. I can't make them like him. But I can make them edible. And just do it over a few times. A few more times. Now my mama, she'd have been doing this, but I just couldn't get that. And then that last time when it starts to look like it's biscuit dough, y'all see that? Turn it over one more time. And that's going to be our last flip over. Well, no, I'm going to do one more because that's ugly. Now, we ain't going to flip it no more. Can y'all see what I'm doing? I should have done it over there. But this is where I don't know why this is where I always, and you do however thick you want yours. That's how big you do them. We just don't do big biscuits. My mother-in-law likes this size. Makes me think of her, so that's what I'm going to make. Now, I'm going to show y'all what he taught me to do. And I just, even when they don't need it, get that extra flour off of there. And that's how he taught me, so that's how I do it. Because he don't let his biscuits touch either. But I always let mine touch. And you just cut out however many you want to get to. There ain't no right way or no wrong way. We're just making biscuits. See, like that one, we don't have to work on him. He's going to be fluffy and it's going to already have a spot for butter. That's why my mother-in-law likes them. She loves that they turn out like that. See, this one's got a little edge on it, so we're going to put it up in this hole. That's what I always do with mine. My husband, his don't touch. His never. Y'all see me looking over my glasses because I'm half blind. Don't pay me no mind. He don't like his to touch. But he did teach me that too, but I didn't listen. Guess I had seen my mama's too long. And they ain't going to all be the same size. I mash mine down a little bit too, and he doesn't mash his at all. But when you're on the pan, I like for mine to kind of look the same. Now that middle one there, it just ain't going to look like them other ones. That's okay. See how the little finger press, that makes biscuits good. Does to me anyway. When I used to eat them, but I just don't eat biscuits anymore. I quit them a long time ago. I was a doctor one time about that and told him I can't eat bread. He said, you don't need to anyway, it'll just make you fat. But all the good stuff is what makes you fat. That one's a little fat. We're going to have to make him smaller. That'd be my husband's because he likes the fat ones. Let's see, I talk about them a lot. It's because I love my family. My son is here helping me. His little son is over there. So these will look pretty when they come up. Let me show y'all what I'm going to do. I'm going to move this little center one. Put a bigger one so they'll be more uniform. I wouldn't do this normally. They just come out how they come out. But see, I can take this little one and mix back with this one. You can't do it too much though, because if you need too much, they'll get hard. And see, this is how much I have left. And those big dogs I was telling y'all about is going to get that. And then there's one little extra biscuit. It's just going to ride right there. And then I like to do this just a little bit. My husband, like I said, he taught me. He said, I didn't teach you to do that. I said, oh, well, you'll be all right. We're going to put them down here on this bottom rack. And then cook even. And in about 10 or 15 minutes, they're going to be ready and they're going to be good. We're going to put some butter on one and let y'all see. These two little, normally, I guess I still can, put this on there, since it's that big, and have a little biscuit. But since I already got it in there, got two big old dogs that, one of them pouts. I'll let y'all see him pout one time because I don't let him come in the kitchen anymore because we just had to deal with so much hair. I was going to show y'all what I do with this. That's for the dogs. Now we got to wash up everything. But this. Now, if I think I'm going to cook biscuits again the same day, I saved this for because there's nothing wrong with it. I'll put it in here. Get my flour out. Then I sift. And I try to watch it when I do it because I have to keep it off the side of my thing. I'm going to wash this sift before I put it up this time. Sometimes when I use it a lot, I just reuse it. Fold this up like this. Right down here in this cabinet where I keep the stuff for biscuits. I just put it down there. And I have in my mind when was the last time I made biscuits. So if it's, not today or tomorrow, I don't use it. But if I do, I just keep it right there. And then I don't have to use any more foil. Well, I hope y'all will come back with me when they get done. I'm going to bring them out that oven and show y'all. I'm going to say, look at here. And if y'all like this recipe or want to see the actual cooking of it, because you just got photos, you can go to Dueitt in the kitchen. And we're going to do it there every time. You can go there and it'll have a link to where you can see the whole video of how to do it and what we did here today. But I'm going to come back and show y'all when they're done. Bye-bye.